Hey guys, this is Meko. Just before we start this Raw, I'd like to recap some velocity. Firstly, we start with an angle with Sonya taunting that she's missed Money in the Bank and no one can touch her. And she was saying that no one is going to be ready when she eventually cashes in a Money in the Bank briefcase. Then backstage, we have Zelina Vega, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, and Alicia Fox just arguing, and it led to a fatal four-way between Moon, Fox, and Vega, as well as Mandy Rose, and Ember won that. And after that, there was an argument between Ricochet, Rush, and Aleister Black, leading to a match between Ricochet and Rush, with Rush losing via the 640. I think that's what the finish is called. Well, 35E plus. I just wanted to let you know who we'd used in this show. But let's get into Raw and the actual video. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Mecha Wrestling, and welcome back to some more WWE Pandemonium with the episode of Raw just before Backlash. Before this episode starts, I want to apologise for the lack of activity. We will be getting back to regular uploads soon, but I'd been a bit ill in the past week, so that's why videos weren't exactly coming out. And I hope you liked the Velocity recap, which I did just before the start of Raw, so everything is kind of kept up to speed. But to start all this off, we have a pre-show match between Jinder, Apollo, and Akira Tozawa. But Jinder won the match with a Colossus, getting a 46D overall. Jinder's not suited to his gimmick. Apollo and Titus have good chemistry. Apollo got 42, Akira Tozawa got a 38, and Jinder got 47. Weren't seeing the improvements, but it was an okay pre-show match. I just wanted to test these three out to see if it's worth actually using them on the main show. I think I might use Jinder, but I'm not completely sure. But with this next match, I'll definitely be using these two because it is a women's match between Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, the number one contender versus the old number one contender. And nice one. Alexa and Mickie have great chemistry, and it shows in the performance. Alexa's got a 46, Mickie got 39. Alexa carried the match. And a 45D, weren't seeing improvements. And Bliss is getting penalized with stamina. Mickey's getting penalized with stamina and chemistry. Motivation, I think. Yeah, and inconsistency as well. But yeah, that was a pretty solid pre-show match to end this off. Getting into this main card. Let's do this. Boom. In the ring, Strowman is just calling Lesnar out and challenging him for the match for SummerSlam, but Lesnar just doesn't come out, which is expected of Lesnar because when does Lesnar actually show up on a Raw? Although I kind of rate Lesnar with Money in the Bank, even though I was angry at the initial announcement. Oh yeah, Lesnar's Money in the Bank, but if they do something creative with it, I'm not too angry. You get this segment got a 90A, so it's not a bad thing. Renee was pretty weak, and it's just deserving better commentary and announcing. It got the show off to a strong start, which is always promising. It got a 90A, so not too shabby. In a terrible match, Elias, the number one contender for the US title, defeated a debuting Zach Gibson via a swinging neckbreaker. When Elias got 41, Zach Gibson got 31, and yeah, this is kind of like a call up from developmental, but not really, because some of the wrestlers in NXT UK aren't actually contracted, so I had to basically loan them, and now I believe after the show I should be able to sign Zach Gibson on a developmental deal, which means I'll be able to keep track of his progress in the developmental section and see if he's worth bringing up. And I have to say, Gibson did not do bad to say that Elias is working with Joe, and Joe is quite a good competitor. So yeah, let's see if anything happens after this. When Samoa Joe just attacked Elias after the match and stands tall, he's just angry with Elias, let's be honest. Like, Joe's just pissed off that Elias is challenging and thinks that he's going to take his US title when it might not even happen. You don't know. Moving on to this next segment, it got 48D plus. I think I feel like this show's going to go okay, but I'm not completely certain. Ah, that's not gone as good as I would have thought it would have. I think a Ziggler Strong match might have done better, but I wanted to kind of implement these cruiserweights just to see if the cruiserweights can actually keep up. Gallagher seems to actually look somewhat capable, but it was mainly Ziggler and Strong just carrying this match. Getting a 53 for Ziggler, 32 for Alexander, 48 for Strong, and 39 for Jack Gallagher. And Roderick Strong, the most promising out of the four, is improving performance, so it's not too bad. Like, it's getting people improved. Ziggler's Ziggler's declining. Interesting. I did not know that. I don't. I might have known that, but it's been so long since we recorded this last video, so things might have changed. If, as you can see on the sides, I have updated the layout, so the tag champs aren't there anymore. Because if you vacate the belts, why keep them on the side? I admit I was considering putting like the cruiserweight title down on the Raw side, but I'm gonna be honest, I haven't used the cruiserweight title too much, and if I was to make a cruiserweight show, it'd probably start on that layout instead. So, yeah, that's basically where we're going with this. And you got 48D plus. It was okay. It was okay. I think it could do better in the future, but you don't know. In the ring, we're in Seth Rollins and Cole just having a contract signing, and Triple H is just keeping them all just up to speed and making sure that things don't brawl and stuff. But it doesn't work because Cole and Rollins just started brawling. And I would assume the Undisputed Era are out here as well, but I didn't feature them on the angle specifically. But you kind of get it. It makes sense as a brawl from a contract signing, get a 68C plus, and people are getting exceptional bonuses for morale and gimmicks. So not too bad. Nice one. Let's go. Match has already been made for Backlash, so we won't have to make anything here. But there's a tag team match with the Undisputed. I'd call them the Undisputed Dragons, but it's basically Redragon beating Breezango. And I forgot to put the panel on, but I did make a Fandango panel because Fandango has just returned from injury. Got a 47D, where Fandango got a 40, Breeze got 41, Carla Raleigh got a 48, and Fish got a 44. So it's not too bad. Fandango's improved performance, so that's quite promising. Fish has got declining physical ability, but no one else is declining. But there's been a few inconsistencies, which is a problem across all my shows and all my series, like in Pandemonium, Extreme Shake-Up. So yeah, that's not a thing. But I kind of wanted to give the champs some momentum going into pay-per-view against, I believe it is. I've completely forgot who the champs are supposed to be facing. It's gonna be it's a face tag team. I just can't remember who they are. The Usos. That's who they are. When that came quite quickly, that was promising. But yeah, in a decent match, Becky, the Raw Women's Champion, defeated Bayley in 11 minutes 32 via a disarmer. Becky got a 62, Bayley got a 49. So there are wrestlers kind of on par with Becky, but like I'm not expecting like highest ratings because the women's division have like lower popularity than the rest of the superstars in the show. Again, a 57C minus. That's not too bad, honestly, for a women's match. It's probably one of the higher women's matches I've done so far, so it's quite good. And after the match, Brilliant Alexa comes out and just has a stare off with Becky, but they don't actually scrap with one another. Again, it's 62C. So when I actually put the wrestlers together in segments where they're not wrestling, it helps them, which it kind of makes sense, but kind of doesn't. So yeah, that was something that happened, and hopefully this means that when it gets to the pay-per-view, Alexa and Becky are gonna have a good match. So yeah, it's not too bad a segment for women's division. It got the crowd hotter, so that might help with future segments. It is in front of the Andy Kerr Stadium, so I don't know if I've used that stadium before. I might have. I believe this is the main event of the evening. Adam Cole and Sami Zayn defeated Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt, when Adam Cole defeated Bray Wyatt via a submission with a figure 4 leg lock. wherein Seth's not suits his gimmick. Sami Zayn got 63. Adam Cole's getting 50s, so that's actually quite good to say that at the start he was getting lower ratings, but getting a higher rating here is quite good. Adam Cole got 53, Bray Wyatt got 60, and Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins got 67. So this is actually a quite promising main event. Again, a 67C plus. When Zayn's improving performance, that's actually quite good because I love Sami Zayn in real life. I think he's class, honestly. And there were some negatives. Sami's holding back, Rollins is holding back, Bray's holding back. Oh, they're all holding back. That's good. That's really good. I'll have to figure out how to get that to really pay off in later shows because I can't be arsed with them not trying. So yes, this is a 67C plus. I think this show's going to do quite well, but I'm not completely certain. It might be one of my better shows I've done so far because of Braun being just calling out Lesnar at the start. And not too shabby. That's not too shabby. We're getting a 60-ish rating. Basically, Adam Cole and Seth just brawling off the match, just making out that they're basically on par with each other for the main. I don't think I'm not sure if it's the main event, but it's possibly the main event of the evening. When Rollins versus Cole, I believe this is going to get I think this will get a 70 something, because the match did quite well, but this ending segment might have killed the show a little bit, and I believe it has. Hopefully it hasn't, but not too bad. 70C plus. Anyway, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, let me know in the comment section. Just leave a like, hopefully. Maybe even subscribe. I don't know. It depends how you're feeling after the video. But if you've enjoyed the content, leave a like. But until next time, this has been Mecha Wrestling, and goodbye.